is I'm going to start recording. I'm recording now. Okay, I forgot to do that earlier. All right, now I'm going to go back to sharing screen. Okay, everybody see it? Okay, so there's our email. If you have not been getting emails from us at this point, then please take a snapshot or make note of this email and send us an email and tell us, and then we will have your email because you will just have sent us one. The other option is going to be this Google form, but apparently maybe that's wrong, Miss Yin. This is the wrong one.
Yeah, that one, unfortunately, you have to ask for access, and there's one where you just hit a submit button. So we'll update that and get it out to you. But it was that form where you had a QR code. It was like the first day of school. The kids brought it home and you just had to scan it, fill it out.
Yeah, and we can send more of those QR codes if we need to. Just tell your child to get the QR code. And then also this will be on our website on the front page, which we're about to go to. So before we go to there though, I want to show you the Remind 101s. I do my best to send out Remind 101s generally, like when we have an event going on, maybe off campus or something that's going on quickly, or something that's going to happen, like say on a Saturday or whatever, I'll send reminds out to the necessary, and that comes in as a text. So make sure you make note of that. I saw Monique over there taking a picture of it, and that's a perfect idea. Take a picture and then go ahead and sign up for the Remind 101s that your child is in this year, whether it's 6th grade Ambassador Chanson guys. If they're going to participate in all county, get in that. All state pop ensemble, which has not been set up yet. This is set up, but I have not put the group together yet. That comes a little bit later in the fall. And then Songbirds is really just that group that meets in the early morning at 7 o'clock on Wednesday and Friday, which we're going to be willing to take a few more people in if we get a chance. Okay. Get out of that. So the couple of sites to be aware of. One is our Facebook page. There is no source of communication through that. All I'm doing is occasionally we take some pictures of things that are going on. We post them on Facebook as a social media source to say, hey, here's the Ruckle course and this is what we're doing today and we're having a great time or whatever. No communication through there at all. It's just for fun and for social reasons, and that's it. The website is very important. I would love for the parents to become familiar with how to navigate on the website so that you can help your child if they need it, or encourage them to get on the website. And anything we're putting out into your child's hands to come home with them is also going to be put onto the website. So if we send home some sort of paper that needs to be filled out and returned, and your child says, oh, and you ask for it, and your child says, oh, I can't find it, I don't have it, you can pull it up on the website, download it, and print it if you have a printer at home. It's going to have links, PDF files, a calendar to look at, and practice tracks for the students. Let's go to it. So if we go to the website, it looks like this on the home page. It's a Weebly site that I keep up myself. It's my own personal one, and I pay for it so that I can put practice tracks up and videos and things like that if we want to use those. Usually they're links to YouTube things. So right at the very beginning, you're going to see a calendar link. And that link is going to take you straight to our calendar.
Mr. Frizzell, can I interject?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Are you guys seeing the website right now? Because I'm not.
No. I'm screen sharing. Is that a thumbs down? No seeing it? No?
Yeah, we can't see it.
Okay.
No seeing it. You normally have to start a new share when you toggle to like a different screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me start a new one and see what happens. Can you see the calendar now?
Yeah.
Okay. And now can you see the main page? Great.
You have one appointment coming up.
Okay.
On Friday at 5 p.m.
So on the main page, if you click the link to the calendar, then our calendar pops up. And then, so anytime you're thinking, is there something coming up that I'm forgetting about? You can always just go to the website and bam, there's the calendar. Okay. And we will keep it updated for you. Sight Reading Factory is something that kids can go to practice their sight reading. Some of them will be encouraged to do it more than others. It's just there for their convenience. Okay, here's our handbook. I'm still working on transferring that to a PDF if I can. I haven't found that on where I built that at. The off-campus activity form that should have already come home with your child is right here for download if you need it. That needs to be notarized. We do notaries in the front office. So if that's convenient for you, if you're ever able to be here before or after or anytime during the school day, you can get these notaries that we need in the front office. Okay, shirt order forms for chanson and ambassadors. These are their spirit shirts that they wear for less formal concerts or performances that they do. So if, for instance, we go out to the airport or we go sing somewhere less formal, then we would wear these shirts with jeans. The hoodie order form, kids like to have the hoodies and they come in handy in the wintertime, but they are not required. And the yard sign magnet order forms, if you haven't gotten those, is kind of a small fundraiser for us. But I was saying like yesterday, I think it's so cool how the community around here just like has yard signs all over the place. Like you see them everywhere. And I just think that's really great how everybody supports their kids and what they get involved in with these yard signs. So that is the home page so far, and more to come to be added on that. You can find just about anything on there that's coming home. Over here in the top left, you'll see there are tabs for the kids and practice tracks. So for example, if they're going to all county, I just loaded yesterday about 65 practice tracks for the music that is in all county for the treble course. I still have to load the SATB stuff. Now, this is a lot more. This is not as much as it looks like. It looks like 8 or 9 songs, but it's really only 5, I think. One of them just has like 3 short pieces in it. So that's what that is. If I went to say 6th grade, then the 6th grade music comes up. You'll see the title of the song and then their ability to download and print at home the actual sheet music so that they have it with them when they hit their practice tracks. So here you'll see a track that has balanced voices. It's the song with all the voicings. Here is the song with just the soprano part, the top part, predominant. And then here's the alto part, predominant. And here's the song with piano only. So they learn their part. First, they learn their part and then try to sing it up against the other part and then sing it with just the piano. And this is part of how they should practice at home. If some of you were wondering, because we talked about it briefly yesterday, so I'll go ahead and talk about it. The My Mother's Love song. If you have a 6th grader girl, I am planning on sending you some information about a couple of rehearsals with the mothers. We want to have in the concert the girls in 6th grade to come down and I guess collect or get their mothers and walk them up to the stage and sing a song together. I would not ever ask you to go up on stage and sing this song without practicing. And I will hold practices here, probably like a Sunday evening, maybe 2 Sunday evenings or in some other day, whatever's convenient for them. We'll communicate about that pretty soon. And I will practice you in here just like I do them. We'll do some warm-ups. I'll teach you some techniques and we'll make you sound awesome. You'll sound beautiful. Don't be scared of it. And please don't leave your child up there on the stage without you. I would hate for there to be 45 mothers up on stage and 2 girls standing up there without their mother. If their mother is sitting down in the audience, that will not be cool. Please don't do that. If you're nervous and scared, you can just kind of like, I think you'll be singing the song. I promise, like I'm so confident about this. I promise this is gonna be the highlight in the concert. Like this is gonna be my favorite part. I don't think there's gonna be a dry eye in the house. It's such a beautiful song. It's simple. It's not hard. The simplicity of it is a wonderful delicacy. I promise it's gonna be a powerful moment in the concert. So please be ready to be on board with that and communicate with me conflicts of like scheduling for rehearsals if we need to. But here are the practice tracks. If you wanted to listen to the song, you would turn on the balanced voices here and then you would hear what everything sounds like. There is a mother's part in here. I guess I didn't label it mother's. I'll go back and change it. I'll find mother's part, which is probably part 2 here. And I'll go back and make sure and I'll write that in there so you know for sure. Okay, so that's what the website looks like, and that's how you navigate on it. Here's all the other groups, and hopefully you'll encourage your child to participate in using that website. Okay, so you'll find your links and things there. We already did that. So I just wanted to kind of say really quickly in the performances, I want to remind everyone, it was in the handbook, that the performances are graded. There needs to be a legitimate, like, serious reason why your child is not in the concert if they're not there. Please don't look at the calendar. Do not plan a vacation over the concert date. Okay, it is a Thursday and you're like, okay, we're leaving Thursday morning on vacation, but really, I mean, try not to do that now unless it was already planned. And then you need to let me know in an email like tomorrow, hey, we have a conflict with that date. And then I've got plenty of notice so that I can excuse them and give them something else to make up that grade for. But what I don't want to get, and I get so much of, is like the day before a concert, suddenly we find out there's a kid that's not going to be there because they're going to be out of town on a trip with their parents. Like, the day before, and everyone in class counts on that student to be there as part of the team, so to speak. And so do I, and so does everyone else. And it kind of blindsides us if it comes in the day before or even the week of, and we find out suddenly we got 8 kids that aren't going to be there. That really doesn't work to keep the program running smooth and to keep us being the best at what we do.
What about with quarantining, Mr. Fazell?
Well, there's nothing we can do about that.
Okay.
There's absolutely nothing we can do about that. That is a legitimate excuse. If you got a kid that's in quarantine, we're not going to pull them out of quarantine, put them in a concert. That'd be a bad idea. So, yeah, like there's nothing we can do about that. Hopefully we won't have that many quarantines by the time we get to concert time. The other thing I want to say, just because it happened last year, and hopefully I'm sure it was none of you, but we did have a cell phone go off in a concert at, you know, there's always that moment where it's the worst time for it to go off, and that's when it happened. So I just feel like I got to say something about it again. Please make sure you silence your cell phones in the concert. I might forget to tell you in the concert, hey, let's all silence our cell phones. I like to walk out on stage and start singing. I don't like to walk out there and start talking to everybody. I do enough talking all day in the classroom and like right now. And when we get out there on stage, I want the kids to sing, and I want them to be the highlight. I don't want to turn around and tell everybody a bunch of rules. So just remember to please silence your phone during the concerts so that we don't have those kinds of interruptions. The kids work really hard for a long time to put that music together and make art out there, and they're trying to share that with you, and they want to connect with you on that. And when a cell phone goes off, it basically destroys that effect that we're trying to create. All right, thank you for that. And then uniforms. We obviously, Uniform Fit Day got changed because of all of our rules and regulations for not having people on campus and crowds. So we have resorted to trying to get this all done during the school day, during their class time, which is going well, but obviously it would have been better if we could have done it all in one day on a Saturday. But just make note of this screen about the dresses with the black footed tights underneath, long, thin black socks. Yes.
We're not seeing your slides. We're seeing the website.
Oh my gosh. Let's try this again. Do you see it now?
Yep, sure do.
Okay. So I was over here and I was there. Okay, we did that. That sounds fun. Here we go. So dresses, something underneath like a black sock or a footed tight, flat black shoes. And somebody posted up yesterday that you can get those like online for like $20 on Amazon. Hair goes up in a bun, no jewelry. We provide them with pearls. And I made one change. There used to not be any kind of fingernail polish. I said I would accept white tip French manicures. So as long as like that, because I think it would be fun for the girls, maybe if they're together the day before or something, to do that kind of thing and have fun with that, getting prepared and getting ready. And French tip manicures look pretty nice, and they're not something that's going to like distract. You know, it's not like purple fingernails or like having, you know, they can't put like shiny, sparkly stuff on the fingernails, because when it hits, the lights hit it and it sparkles, and people's eyes are attracted to it, it takes away from their listening. And we want everyone listening very carefully. That's what we're spending so much time working on, is the quality of the sound of it. And as soon as your eyes are drawn to something, it destroys your ability to enjoy that. The boys, we want them to brush their hair. So I've found in the past that that tends to be an issue. Like, boys will show up in wrinkled pants, and their shirts will be like baggy and outside their pants. And I had one guy show up in black shorts one time. I don't know why he thought, I do know why he thought, because I told him they could wear shorts afterwards. Like, they could change it. We were on this other trip at a competition. I said they could change into shorts after they were done. And he interpreted that as he could wear shorts for the performance. Make them long black pants, solid black shoes. Let's avoid like the big, like black and white checkered shoes or white stripes, things like that. Hair brushed. Ask your child for their uniform papers, because we have been doing the fittings here in class. And so instead of you getting those papers on a Saturday during uniform fit day, we're having to send them home with the kids. And that, there's always, as you know, there's a chance it won't show up to you. Ask them for that, please. They should all have them probably by the end of this week. I think we may have a few early next week, right, Jolene?
Yes, and I just saw a question that popped up about uniforms, and someone was asking, what exactly are you renting? We're providing rental uniforms to every student from a catalog. It's a specific style from a specific place. So they're all exactly the same. So you will have that paperwork sent home with your student. And we're trying to get everyone in used uniforms if possible to save cost, but there are some that will have to be purchased new if we don't have the used ones on hand. So you just be on the lookout.
I see the question about the quarantine students too. We're just going to do our best that when they get back to say, oh, this is a student that needs to still get fitted, and we're just going to do our best to get them fitted. And then get that dress to the seamstress. Yeah. I don't do fittings with girls. But I'm sure Jolene is probably back there learning real good about how to pin it up and stuff. So I'm sure that when we're down to just the quarantine kids, she can fit it for them, and then we'll transfer those to the seamstress. Okay. Next slide is our chaperones. So I just want to encourage everybody that whenever you see an email from Miss Yin about chaperones and needing chaperones, if you are in any kind of way able to step up and help us with that, please, please, please let us know. You could write us back and tell us you're available. And if so many people do it, then we can just be like, we've got it covered. Thank you very much. We'll keep you in mind in the future. But what you got to understand is that it takes a village to do what we're trying to do here. So anytime we have a performance of any kind, whether it be a major concert or a competition or an adjudication, or we're just going out and singing for old folks at the retirement homes, no matter what we're doing, we must have chaperones for everything. We all, like trips, for example, starting a week from Monday, we start taking all of our all-county kids. We're busing them to rehearsals. We need chaperones. We need chaperones on the bus. We need chaperones in the facility, and we need chaperones coming back with us, watching these kids. There's just we've got close to 200 in the program this year. There's too many kids for me and Miss Yin to watch on our own and keep everybody doing like they're supposed to do and avoiding accidents and things. So the more chaperones we can get, the better.
All counties still on, even with COVID protocol. I just wanted to double check that.
So far it is. The only thing that they're questioning about the schedule with it right now is the all-day rehearsal that we have on isn't that on a Monday?
Monday, the 18th.
Yeah.
The day of the concert.
We are we're in communication with county office about it. They've been asking questions. Answers are getting there. They have not told us yet whether we are still green light or not. So everyone's acting like we are green light. We may have to change that one day, the schedule, but otherwise it looks like it's still going to happen.
I'm sorry, Jen, you just asked if there's a chaperone training that will be going on. Yes. You
Yes.
have to do the volunteer paperwork with the county online, and then I will be hosting a training for all chaperones in the upcoming soon. I'll let you know.
Sixth grade traveling. We travel for music performance assessment. It's called MPA. And we do go to another place to do that. And we're adjudicated in that. And we, and sixth grade participates in that. Solo and ensemble is also off campus. And sixth grade participates in solo and ensemble. So yes, the answer is yes. Those are the two things that pop off right on my head right away. DC trip, DeSoto County trip through school, November 11 through 15 over Veterans Weekend. What is that?
That's the Washington, D.C. trip for the graders. I was just letting you know that it's happening.
Okay, great. That's going to be, you say 11 through 15?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't see any conflicts on our schedule for that right now. Great. So, and she mentioned the training with her. All right. So fundraisers, we do some fundraisers. So I wanted to show you some of the ones I know for sure we do. We do the yard signs and magnets. So if you go ahead and purchase yard sign or magnet, you are contributing to the program. You get that awesome yard sign in your yard and which is so cool. And then you are helping contribute to our funds. We do football ticket sales. Now, this year we've got some folks helping us, and they seem to be the same people that helped us last year. And what we need is more people to start jumping on board that. So like last week during the game, we had a person that was in the booth selling tickets by themselves because we're short one volunteer. If your child likes to go to the football game and you want to take them, then think about just sticking around and being there with them instead of dropping them off, and come in and help us sell football tickets. Now, we only get about $125 per game, but after you add up all the home games and we do all of them, it does help out significantly to our account. So we need 6 people at each home game is what we need. And I think we had 3 last week, plus me and then me and Jolene too. So we were sitting at 5, but we need to also be able to run. So like she had to leave the booth we were in because we got to take change to people, or we got to go help out with something that comes up. And then if we're having to work the booths too ourselves, then it really, which we're willing to do, and we will, but we also need to be able to run and help out in the other booths as well. So keep that in mind. I'm going to come to that in just a minute. The sight reading club, the answer is yes. Football ticket sales, we just did. Christmas carol calls we did last year, and it was so awesome and people loved it. We basically laid a table out here on the room and got cell phones and dialed numbers to people all over the country and sang Christmas carols to them. And they loved it so much. We got so many responses to that about how much people loved it. And of course, everybody was kind of like locked up in their houses in those days. So hopefully they're still going to like it that much. But we will do that again this year because it was so fun and cool. We sell them for $10. You get 2 phone numbers for the $10, and we call both people and we sing to them. And it just really lights people up. So if you got like parents or grandparents or anything like that, anywhere in the country, just make sure you know their number, and we'll put it on there and we'll give them a call. Believe Kids is the catalog, the little booklet you got recently to sell merchandise or sell these things in there. And that'll probably be the only thing we do that with like that. I know those things can be a little grueling and people don't want to do those. Some people are really good at it though. Some parents get those and take them to work and they sell tons of stuff and it really works out good. Some people hate doing it. Don't feel like you have to. If you hate it, don't do it. But if you are one of those go-getters and you can help us out with something like that, every little bit counts. And then of course we take donations, and we take donations at the concerts, especially because those venues can be very expensive. And then we also take donations at any time. And if you're just like, oh, I don't want to sell stuff, but here's a check for, whatever, and just to help out, that's always, and I think the easiest and the best way to do it. We don't do a fair share, at least not at this point. A lot of programs just do what they call a fair share, and every kid's responsible for contributing a certain amount to the program. We're not doing that. All right. So then what does all that money go to? And this is what I came off the top of my head, but it's certainly not everything. I just spent $101 at Walmart this afternoon on some things we needed in the classroom. And I'm happy to get that. It's going to clean up our floor some. But we have concert facilities that can be pretty expensive at times, especially if we go to the Maddie Kelly Center. It's over $2,000, and I'm trying to avoid that. But if we get into that facility we have this year booked up and we can't fit all the parents in there, we're going to have to go to Maddie Kelly. And it's because we're going to keep growing and we're just going to have more and more people in this program. The accompanist and instrumentalist fees, those add up quite a bit, and we need to take care of our accompanists because we rely heavily on them and their talents. Sheet music for the kids, it's $2 per, roughly $2 per piece of music per kid. So if they're singing 5 songs, that's $10 per kid. And we got almost 200 kids. That starts to add up. Piano tunings to keep our piano tuned. But what I'm trying to do right now is actually get a new piano. We need a much better instrument in the room. It's not fair to these kids. I've got them singing really good. And then our piano is kind of, it's almost garbage. The transportation fees. So like when we get on a bus and go anywhere, when we go to MPA, we go to solo and ensemble, we go to these rehearsals for all county. Anytime we get on a bus and go somewhere, we got to pay for the bus, we got to pay for the gas, we got to pay for the driver. So this is all part of our costs. Awards, we do awards at the end of the year. We buy kids awards, trophies, medals, things that they participate in. They get medals around their neck, every kid. These things cost money. New piano. We need a couple of percussion instruments. Classroom supplies, like I was mentioning earlier, those things come up all year long. Paper, ink. We got to buy our own paper and ink. We got a sight reading factory membership, which actually I got the district to pay for. They bought it yesterday for me, so we're not paying for that. Thankfully, I held off long enough. Scholarship fund for financial hardship students, which we have quite a few who need help financially, and I will not let a kid not participate in something because of money. I grew up that way, and it was part of my problem. My mother didn't know, and nobody told us, and I did not get to participate in the Tucson Boys Chorus because we thought it cost so much money, and we didn't have any money, but they had scholarships. Nobody told us. I'm passionate about that. No student is going to get left behind because they don't have the money to participate in something. Now, if it's volunteer, that's different. Like if we're going to Disney World and that's strictly volunteer, like I did do that one year where I let everyone that could go and we paid for the kids that couldn't pay for it. It was difficult, but I pulled it off. I'm not sure we can do that here yet. Let me be here 4 or 5 years and then we might be able to do that. And then, so let's move on. So that we got scholarship for things like that, like buying dresses or things for people that can't afford it. Organization membership fees. I have to belong to these organizations for us to participate in these things. The Florida Vocal Association, the Florida Music Educator Association. I'm in the Orchestra Association. It doesn't cost very much to add on because it's part of the Vocal Association. We have some orchestra students that participate in that. And the American Choral Directors Association. So I pay for those as well. Those are the things that are like year by year all the time. And hey, look, there's a bunch of people in here. So that's it. And now it's question time. And I'm going to look over here in the messages first. New to Ruckle, when are we the games? New to Ruckle, when are, and where are the games usually? Our home football games will be here and they're on Thursdays. We have one coming up a week from today. And the ambassadors, and I think this is not on the calendar yet. I need to put it on there on the online calendar. The ambassador girls are singing the national anthem at that game. We get one football game to sing the national anthem at, and it's coming up in a week from tonight. So there, and I don't want you selling tickets and missing your child out there singing. That's not what I want. I want, if you're a 6th grade parent or a parent of a child that is in a different class, come and help us with ticket sales so that those parents can watch their kids sing. then that's on Thursdays. We have 4 home games. And then I think if they go to playoffs, we may or may not get a home game. And hopefully we will. That way we can sell tickets at those 2. If they are in band 2, can they do both? Yes. And and that brings me to the sight reading club somebody asked about. It's on Wednesdays. They can come to any of them on Wednesday. They don't have to go every Wednesday. It's just a club that they can come participate in each Wednesday until 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, they need to be picked up and taken home. Or something else has to happen. They can walk home if you allow that. But I have to leave on a Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So once we finish at 3, they need to have a ride. If I see kids sitting out front waiting on rides, I don't think I have to around here, but in the past I have at other schools, and I feel obligated to sit there and wait for them to get picked up. And I had one last year. I think it was an hour went by and she hadn't gotten picked up yet, and she walked to the library, and then I left. I had to leave like an hour, and so please don't leave me sitting there. Make sure you pick them up at 3 o'clock if they are in the sight reading club, and that's on Wednesdays. I've just now been introducing that to 6th graders because we just started sight reading in 6th grade today. I might have missed this, but how do we sign up to volunteer at the games? You email Miss Yen and you let her know that you are willing to do that. Okay, feel free to hit your speaker or your microphone and ask questions.
If you want to volunteer at a football game to sell tickets, there is some required training with our bookkeeper that you must do. So let me know and I can try and set up a time with Felicia for you to go over how to handle the money.
Great. This went a little bit faster than yesterday. Yesterday I was having issues with the internet knocking me off. I think I just had to update the app, but I got that done. I just came to the school to do it tonight.
Has the video and audio been okay for everybody? It's been great for me. Okay, good.
Good. Any other questions? Because we're all going to leave if you don't have any questions. We're going to go home. I'm going to go home. Some of you look comfortable. Okay, that's it. Thank you for attending. I hope you're all caught up. Email us. Make sure we have your email. Thank you.